Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm here with Chris, but we're not at his house. Why? My Jeep broke down right here in my house. So what had happened was...
What had happened?
I've been having issues with the Jeep, kind of like rough, idle.
It turned off once in a while.
Well, yeah, it turned off.
Start sometimes.
Sometimes. I'd have to like...
You would think you'd fix it, right?
Yeah, but not me. So I didn't know what was wrong with it. That was the issue. And then Chris's friend let us borrow the scanner, which showed us it was a camshaft sensor that was failing, but I didn't have a check engine light yet. So I still kept driving it. Literally today, check engine light, and it wouldn't start. It just crank. I replaced the crankshaft position sensor, and what I didn't know is at the same time you should replace the camshaft sensor. You want to do both at the same time, and you want to get Mopar parts, but I need my Jeep to run. It's my daily. We got a part from AutoZone and we're gonna throw it in.
Duralast, it won't last.
Duralast won't last, but let's go ahead and install it. To replace the camshaft, let me get in there.
Oh, okay.
This is what the sensor looks like. It's a little bit different than what's on there from stock because this is aftermarket. On the 4.0, it's on the passenger side. I do have the Viper coil mod from K Suspension Fab, and the camshaft is right behind it, right underneath it. I can still access it, no problem.
It even runs like a Viper.
Yeah, one at a junkyard. That's where the sensor is at, down there. And if I zoom out, it's like right behind the Viper coil mod. So we're gonna go ahead and replace it. From what I read online is, unless you're replacing the whole thing, you don't have to get it in top dead center. You could just change the sensor out. So that's what we're gonna do. Hopefully it's just that and it's not the whole piece that we have to replace.
Is it on off?
Okay. Here we have the old one. Let's compare it to the new one. So here is the new one versus the old one underneath it. So it has this little metal piece. I'm guessing that's what gives off the information, right?
Yeah, that's the sensor.
Sensor. And this one isn't closed, so I wonder if it'll make a difference.
Dope.
I don't know. Let's go ahead and put it on and see what happens. Alright, so we got it in. It's pretty easy to do. Like I said, if you're just replacing the sensor, you can just replace it. If you have to replace the whole thing, there are bearings on that piece, so you might need to replace it. If it's making noise, you do need to get it top dead center to replace it. But since we didn't have to, we just replaced the sensor. Let's go ahead and start it up.
Like what you do with bad parts?
What do you do with bad parts?
Look at
What? Recycle.
Alright, moment of truth, guys. Johnson didn't connect the spark plug, that's why it's making the ticking noise.
I connected.
Round two, hopefully no ticking.
Hey, it started up though.
Hey, it did. Dang. You guys hear that power steering though? Starts like it's brand new from the showroom floor.
You wanna know what's crazy is that whenever I would put it in gear, it wouldn't idle right. So now it's actually idling right. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
And just to clarify the issues I was having with the Jeep, just in case you have something similar, is the idle was not good. So it would always bounce around. It was not smooth at all. After I replaced the sensor, so far, it's been pretty smooth. I haven't really noticed any bouncing around how it used to before. Another thing is the starting, like the cranking of the Jeep. Sometimes I'd have to crank it 2 or 3 times for it to start. I thought that it was the gas pump going out, but once we did the scan with Chris's friends, scanner, it showed that the camshaft sensor was popping up on the PCM, so that's how I knew that that was the issue. That's why I just replaced it flat out right now, and at the end it just caused my Jeep not to start at all, so that's another issue. So if you're having any of these issues, I would recommend going to a mechanic and have your system checked, because usually they have top of the line scanners that can find codes that regular scanners can't. Okay, that was a short video, but pretty easy install. If you're having issues with your Jeep not starting, replace both the cam and the crankshaft sensor. So I didn't get a code for it until literally right now when it wouldn't turn on at all. And also for the crankshaft sensor, same thing, no codes. But even though I didn't get a code, if you do have a good sensor like our friend who has like a $12,000 one, it'll read everything that's going on with the Jeep. Even if you don't have a code, it'll still show up on your computer. So I recommend getting that done if you can, or go to a mechanic, have him check it. But anyways, now that we replaced it, it's running good. I'm gonna test it out. Hopefully it keeps running good. You do want to do Mopar sensors, don't do AutoZone, but that's all we have right now. So it is what it is. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.